part 2 of the critical business skills for success talk, because James decided he wanted to come out and eat, and he wanted to do a deck dinner, so I thought, oh well, I'll just drink some tea and read my notes. Yum. So, yeah, I had no problem eating my plate of garlic today. Sometimes when I eat my plate of garlic, I feel really nauseated, but I don't think I've thrown it up yet. It's a lot of garlic to eat at once. Anyway. Okay, so James was saying that, like, he went to the hospital, and I don't know if it was a nurse there or something. They were saying that it was, they declared all of Alberta a state of emergency or something like that. I don't know. But, I don't feel good about leaving the house. But James thinks that we should be safe to leave the house overnight, like to go, we'll see. Anyway, page 38, lecture 6, Blockbuster and Netflix. Blockbuster pursued incremental innovation. 1999, Blockbuster clients were 30 to 45-year-old soccer moms. Netflix customers were 18 to 29-year-old males at university or living in mom's basement. The young male hated Blockbuster's late fees because he didn't have much money, and he was an irresponsible young male who wanted to watch the movie 10 times, never leave his basement, and who always forgot to return the movies when they were due. That was a quote from the show. And I disagree with it. I wrote it down word for word because I disagree. The young adult males had money, they just didn't want to spend it on late fees. When they used Netflix, it made them feel independent of their mom, like they were all grown up, even though they were really just adult-sized children who still lived in her basement. Using Netflix made them feel high-tech, even though they were not writing code or doing anything high-tech.
Yeah.
They were just consumers.
Yeah.
It's this perception
people,
of themselves which attracted them to Netflix, and they could stoke their ego without leaving mom's basement at all. So, page 41, The Long Tail. Chris Anderson, former editor of Wired magazine. Walmart was the biggest music retailer, 4,500 CD titles, 55,000 songs. Rhapsody had 1.5 million songs. At Netflix, 21% of income was from movie titles, not available at Blockbuster. 40%. 40% of Rhapsody income came from songs not available at Walmart. 25% of Amazon income came from book titles not available at Barnes & Noble. The purely digital retailer can make money through streaming forever. You don't have to spend money on advertising if your customers are willing to do the marketing for you. Big company needs to create subsidiaries which innovate. What are Uber and Airbnb? What makes sense? What makes them as imposing threats to hotel and cab industry? Those are questions he left at the end. Now, I was going to mention something about, and I've actually remembered for once rather than without writing it down. So, my comment in there was you don't have to spend money on advertising if your customers are willing to do the marketing for you. And I wanted to also draw attention to the fact that a lot of the, like, we're encouraged as consumers to consume the new. Whatever's produced new must be better. And what we're seeing for the last little while is consumers are not following, are not consuming as they're directed to consume. Really, if you think about it, they are going for old movies. They're going for old books that aren't released, like new titles and stuff. They're not going for the blockbuster movies. They're not going, you know, a lot of consumers are going back. They're consuming older products, and they're seeing value in that. And it's an interesting trend, because at universities we're still told, if you take a university course and you're writing your papers, you better have really recent journal articles or you're going to get nailed for it. You're going to get, and it's ridiculous, because James has had trouble with this on history papers, and it's like, it's a history paper. Surely it doesn't matter how old the historical, or it could be an important point. You could be comparing the history that was,
well, that's what I do,
presented back 100 years versus, right? And it's important to know that, know how history changes.
Modern day theories are fads. This is not just in history, it's in everything.
And so I think this is what is actually happening. The consumers are realizing, wait a minute, newer is not better. And what we are being told isn't necessarily true. We should review some other sources. So at least that's my opinion on things. Page 44, Lecture 7, Anticipating Your Rival's Response. 1. Understand the economic and financial incentives of your competitors and the costs and benefits of an action. 2. Look at the competitor's non-economic motives. 3. Understand the biases that may affect your rival's behavior. 4. Understand the broader context in which your rival operates. Political, historical factors may shape actions. 45. Use game theory to understand motives. Try to make predictions regarding their strategy. 46. Look forward and reason back. Backward induction. He thinks Blockbuster should have cut late fees to stay in the market. They did it eventually, but it was too late, he thinks. I don't think that would have saved them.
No.
It would have been smarter to offer free rentals to members on old movies, but charge late fees. It also would have been smarter to set up a website where customers got the free rentals, those free rentals for the old movies, put on their accounts when they entered a movie review on the site. So they get a free rental of an old movie each time they submit a review of an old movie or a new one, but they only get an old movie free. And the old movies are a loss leader, but they keep the customers coming in the door. That's what I think should have happened. But nobody asked me. But I really love marketing. It gets me really excited, and I always thought, oh, I should have been involved with making TV commercials or something, because I really love it. Like, I appreciate it when somebody constructs a really good marketing strategy. I think, wow, that's awesome. But anyway, even though it's strange, because I don't like capitalism and I don't care for money, but somehow the marketing end of it is interesting. I don't know. 51, Lecture 8, Horizontal Integration. Company competes in multiple product markets to have a greater outcome. Each market separately. Synergy. Related diversification scope. Economies, firm shares, resources across multiple businesses. In Disney's case, they're sharing characters. Mickey, unrelated driver or diversification. Multiple companies that seem unrelated, Virgin or General Electric. Vertical integration. Company doesn't compete in multiple product markets. It focuses on one product market and competes along multiple links of the supply chain. Backward integration. Company produces its own components, raw materials. Forward integration. Company operates its own distribution or retail store network. 53. Highly fungible. Resources are example, brand management expertise, innovation, risk management. 58. Lecture 9. Investors compare a diversified firm's market value to its breakup value, the amount each of the firm's divisions would be worth independently. A diversification discount is when the whole is worth less than the sum of the parts. Diversifying risk and cross-subsidization. Portfolio of unrelated businesses at different stages of business life cycle are not valid reasons for diversification. Businesses sometimes go into unrelated diversification because there are problems in their core business, while others do it to try to manipulate stock markets. Both are invalid reasons for diversification. Do you want me to continue? Or is that enough?
Probably enough. It's a little
Okay, that's enough. And I will talk about this later, which again, a really great course, and you should go online and just start streaming it down. So that, I mean, what else are you gonna do? You might be stuck at home for 18 months while they figure out COVID-19. So
15 maybe.
start streaming some great courses and teach yourself how to make wonderful vegan foods and try to stay healthy.